I'm curious because there is this interesting dynamic with like warrior, you hear trickster, you hear like, how important humor is. Maybe you could speak a little bit about sort of these different approaches and how, I mean, ultimately, at least for myself, and you both have a wonderful sense of humor, sometimes you wonder, like, the more journeys you have, if your sense of humor just opens up because you start to be able to really laugh at anything. But what is the value of humor in the relationship with trickster? What is the value of warriorship in the relationship with trickster? And sort of how do you sort of work with those different angles and kind of really approach the experience and knowing which one to approach, if this is something that's kind of something we should laugh about or something you should be really serious and kind of like, get into it. Because sometimes the laughter can also dissolve things. It's that release of the fear, right? And so I'm just kind of curious about your thoughts on that.
Well, one thing that is always behind my experiences is to what extent with me, my personality, so that it's, I don't think of those beings, that as completely independent on me. I think that there is an interplay there between my mind and that, and even the way they manifest, probably it is my own, and I am dependent on my own culture, and so I have all that inside me, and so I don't take them as entities completely separated of me. So I can play games, with myself. Remember once that there was very, very strong the experience. There are all these beings around me, and then I said, "Okay, who are you?" And the answer was, "We are you." And in that space of time, we are you. You get very, very confused. And somehow, that's what I understand. And the other thing is that in that space, you can do a lot of creative things. Sometimes my trip is boring, and I say, "Well, I've seen this before," and I begin to put flowers. Just think of flower, and then water. And then I think of the concept of water, flower, whatever, and suddenly all this is populated by birds, and suddenly the whole thing comes there, So it's like going into some kind of creativity space in which all this is manifested. And very often I think that all this fantastic architecture, you can see, it is like ancient and futuristic. I think that a lot of this great architecture, Egypt and Mesopotamia, must be caused somehow by, I don't know, through sacred plants or through other techniques, but it is like, it is there, you just tap into it. You just see it, and if you have a good eidetic memory, or whatever, you are an architect trained, you can bring that information back. If you are an artist, whatever, so you can, it is like that information is there available. And it is not so much dependent on me. Well, there is a relationship, but it's just like there, perhaps the akasha, what is called the field and whatever, so yeah. How I deal with, one of the things I do sometimes with the monster comes, it's just calmly to play Photoshop with them. I imagine, okay, I will change your color, into red or this and that, and so there, or ask them, what can I learn from you? Remember, Bill Richards was asking me, the horrible, because there are some people say, "Oh, this horrible," it is not their fault. It is you who see them as horrible. But they are like what they are. And so they are not horrible. They are just what they are. And so and there is a lot of humor into that. I think that one can get in these kind of very, very interesting spaces. Yeah. One thing is that I don't know, perhaps because I'm far away, not any longer within the Peruvian tradition. I'm Colombian. I was born in the Amazon. My first experience was with a Ingano shaman in the region where I was born. And then I started to work with ayahuasqueros. I mean, back in the 80s, I was doing the diet and all that, But that society is so much about virotes, darts and magic, and very, very heavy, very heavy, In my own work, I don't know. I don't feel that kind of. There can be experiences which are a little bit frightening, whatever, but I don't feel the attack. I don't feel that, I don't know, perhaps protected by the plants. I don't know what to say about that, okay?
Well, I think a little differently on the entities and novel creatures that are experienced. I think that it's part of you in a certain neighborhood. But then, I've been out so far that there are entities that have absolutely nothing to do with anything, myself, or even this whole sphere of reality. They're just so different, so foreign, so far away that they're standalone systems. They're entities on their own. And, I know folks say that, well, we're all one experience and those type of things, but still, from the high dose, from my experience, there are entities that aren't part of that are totally separate. And then, I look at, Don Juan, Carlos Castaneda, and I know people, at the end there, he got kind of, he may have been taking too much of whatever he was taking, and they say that maybe he made up what he was writing about. But if he was making it up, he was very close to the money on that whole sorcery thing. So laughter was always part of Don Juan's thing. He was always laughing at Carlos, trying to rationalize and trying to bring it into a modern sensibility when it was from an expansive, more multidimensional experience. So when I think about the entities and things like that, yes, some of it, was part of me, because you have to go through those things. You have to deal with your own inner self. But then there are entities that have absolutely nothing to do with that. They're standalone systems on their own. And I know that's hard to fathom when you're talking about this universe, the whole universe, because, like the Dogon and others who believe that universes are birthed in twins. There's two universes, and you're in both of them and things like that. And everything, I think in Carlos Castaneda, he talks about the tonal and Nagual, where everything that exists is on this table. And yes, but there's still off the table. There are things that aren't and don't have anything to do with what's on the table. So that's how I look at it.
Sorry. No. Yes, I agree with you. Probably there are so many different dimensions, So in certain dimensions, yes, perhaps it is projection or what projection. I mean, projection it means that they are nothing, But no, they are something. But it depending on me. But yes, sometimes you get into spaces. Remember once that I had this attack. And I was just humming and waiting, and it took a long, long time, and I was exhausted. And then I went to another room, which there was a light, a little bit of light. And so, okay, I'm going to relax here. I sat, closed my eyes, and bang, I was in this other place, and there was this being huge. It's huge, made of light, anthropomorphic in some way. And I remember at that time I was reading very much about the Big Bang and the universe, and then one of these beings extended his arm And I was seeing like some sort of ball of light with like filigranes, like solar systems or whatever, you know, they are very complex. And then was another one, and then a tiny little one there. And this being extended his arm and said, and there is your universe. So I said, okay, well, okay. I worry about the origin of that one, but my goodness, you know, so there is so much more. And probably it is like that, you know, so there is no end to it, you know, yeah.